Congressman Darren LaHood represents Illinois' 16th district. He was at today's hearing questioning Mayor Brandon Johnson and is joining me now to talk a little bit more about how it went. Hello to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good to be with you, Lords.
All right, let's get straight to this discussion. I am told that this was a very tense meeting between the two of you in terms of the questions and answers. So talk to me about how you saw it go.
Well, I wanted to hear from the mayor on why he continues to double down on the policies involving sanctuary cities and what he's done to protect illegal migrants in the city of Chicago. But I predicated my question to Mayor Johnson on the fact that, you know, we continue to have violent crime in Chicago that's out of control. We've had a record number of police officers leave. We have tremendously low morale with police, people hemorrhaging out of the city of Chicago. But you also have a deficit of $1 billion in the city of Chicago, and the mayor has spent upwards to $300 million of taxpayer money on illegal migrants, and it has an approval rating of 6%. And so why he continues to go down this path, I asked him a question related to that, and frankly, I didn't get a very satisfactory answer.
Why do you, he's been sort of sticking with message that, you know, we are one of many sanctuary cities, that they're just following laws, right? So what did you hear from him that you were not happy with?
Well, for him to say that somehow the city of Chicago is much safer under his leadership is just fallacy. That's not true. The fact that, you know, that he's got the support of law enforcement, that's not true. The fact that people aren't scared and aren't leaving the city of Chicago, that's not true. That he continues to spend record amounts of taxpayer money on illegal migrants in the city of Chicago. Again, not true. And it's reflected by the fact that a poll done 2 weeks ago shows his approval rating at 6%, the lowest of almost any politician ever in the history of the country.
Yeah. I think it's important, though, to separate some of these things, because when you talk about, you know, crime being, you know, at a terrible point here in Chicago, low morale within the police department, do those things have anything to do with us being a sanctuary city?
Well, my point is, why do you keep doubling down on not working with federal law enforcement? Why wouldn't you want to send criminals back to their country of origin that have committed crimes? Why should taxpayers continue to fund the bill for that? Why should we put that added burden on Chicago PD and the other services that continue to bleed money for illegal migrants? I don't understand. Now, if the city of Chicago had a $2 billion surplus and things were humming along and you know, businesses were flocking there, maybe that would be a different thing, but it's the complete opposite. I mean, you got to do a lot, Lords, to have an approval rating of 6%. So that's just not me, Darren LaHood, saying that. That's the citizens of Chicago.
All right, what would be the next step after today's hearing? Because it doesn't end here, right?
It doesn't. I mean, I would love, you know, the Trump administration has filed a lawsuit against the city of Chicago on enforcement of sanctuary city, on the enforcement of immigration laws. I mean, I'd love to work with the mayor on cooperating with federal officials to clean up Chicago, to bring in more added federal law enforcement. We're going to get a new U.S. attorney in Chicago appointed by the Trump administration. I mean, there's a number of options there, but it has to start with the mayor's office. And he didn't give me any confidence today that he has the ability or has the attitude to want to change that.
All right, Darren LaHood, we appreciate your time today. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.